Good day. My name is Ian.
I'm Lauren.
This is Bars and Bells. Specifically, this is the bar class where we have specifically been working on our push-ups instructed by Lauren and our plies and hip mobilities instructed by yours truly. That's me, Ian. That hasn't changed. Let's get started with Lauren's foot warm-up. Grab that bar apparatus to your side, clear a little bit of space, get your stretch on, and let's just get started.
Let's get started. We'll warm up those feet, first starting in parallel. We'll gently bend a foot, coming to that ball of foot, and then we'll do our double balance up and control the landing on a straight leg. Let's repeat that one more time on each side for 4 total. It's a double up, a controlled down, a double up, a controlled down. This time we're going to gently bend the knees. We're going to be squatting in a sense today in our push-ups. I know, so exciting. You'll have to stay tuned for how we do that. Bend your knee towards over your toe. Extend your hip through one more time each side again for 4 total. Our hips lightly sit back, but we're keeping our rib cage on top of our hips here. Up, control, down, bend. Now let's stay here. Do a double up so both heels are off the floor. Push yourself down to go up. Hold, 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 and then control the landing on those heels. We'll take one of our legs, we'll bring it in front, rotate it open. We'll take the other leg, bring it in front, rotate it open. So our inseams are forward. Let's repeat the same warm up again. So bend, double up, down on straight, double up, down on straight. We obviously could have that balance aid at our side if we're feeling a little weeble wobbly today. Otherwise, try this in space. Land, knee bends, create the diamond, press to tall, up, land, knee bends, create the diamond, press to tall. One more time each side. We're blending that landing, sending the knee towards over the toes, up, down, knee bends. We'll stay, we'll peel both heels up, we'll press up through that, and we'll control the landing. We have one more for our squats today, so we'll take that a little bit wider into our squat stance. Again, we'll point a foot, full transfer of weight, just hold, and then land through the foot, toe ball, heel. Pull yourself across, point the foot, toe ball, heel, land. Let's just do that one more time. We're pushing the floor away, and then we're absorbing the floor through our foot, pushing and then landing. Now we're going to pull ourselves down into our low squat. We are going to bust the ballet rules in this drill, but probably not with Ian later. So to bust those ballet rules, our hips are actually going to sit back. We're going to come to our low squat position. Our chest is lifted. We're not in our most comfortable squat. Now take your elbows and gently pry your knees open. Power of your lats and your arms. Pry them open. And now take your legs and pull them off your arms and keep them there. And then do it again. Pry the legs open. In the power in the hips, keep them there. Oh. Then let's press up to tall. We'll come down one more time from that. We'll come to the floor this time though. So we'll come down, hang out for a second, little shift side to side, then safely find your hands on the floor, adjust, quick wrist warm up, and then we'll go somewhere after that. So with our hands spread out wide on the floor, our elbow pits rotated forward, our shoulders down. We'll feel the load distributed through all of our fingers, our full hand, including the palm and the knuckles, as well as the shoulders and the lats. So yes, you're going to feel some pressure down through that wrist, but try to absorb it through the whole hand. We'll just drift around lightly here, feeling the weight shift in the fingers, the weight shift in the hand. Come to center, push the floor away, give that a little shake out. Nice. We'll come back to those hands, our first plank push-up position after.
So splits. It's that middle splits position, our favorite here. So sitting tall, tailbone tipped like cow, and right now pull those feet, ankles into dorsiflexed or feet to shin shape. From this position, very gently, just walk the hands forward. If you have a heavy kettlebell or a rope even, that could be a kind of a handy thing to gently pull yourself into this hinging position, but avoid the flexing or rounding shape. Then, with ease, pull yourself back up. Let's repeat those hinges in a second, but until then, keep one leg straight. I'm going to keep that left leg of mine very straight. And with the other, I'm gently at first going to dig my heel into the floor, allowing the knee to bend under that tension, feeling safe, but quite intense in tension across those adductor muscle groups. Then I'll casually straighten out the knee, and that might give you a little wiggle room to move the heel towards the back. Let's repeat the same thing on the other side. Eyeballs might help. The one leg is stiff, the other starts stiff, and then you're allowing it to bend with tension from the hamstring and the quad, working as that pulley system. Then gently extend. You might be able to wiggle it a little bit more open. Now let's get back to the hinge and a rotation. So head look over the foot first, then turn through the torso, hands to the outside as outriggers, and lead that sternum or chest towards your knees or toes, reaching long, of course, then back up to a tall position. Let's reset head to middle, body to follow, and alternate the other side. Add a torso twist. Stay long, spine, little neutral head neck. Avoid reaching with the chin because it's the spine we want to get the length from. And then back up to tall, head, middle, body, follow, and then explore that middle position one more time. Like Lauren there, maybe that's rude to put my feet so close to her face there, but place the elbows on the floor if that's available. Keep breathing. Be rigid, be long in that extension shape, but also could you create a little bit of a side to side or rib slide? And it's okay to round, but it's harder to stay extended, so let's prioritize that extension shape. With patience, with control, just pull yourself back up to tall sit. With control, adduct or bring the legs together, maybe hide those dirty feet, and push-ups, I think Lauren said, or planks or something like that.
That's right. Let's introduce our push-up today. It's going to get a little bit fancy, so let's start in the regular push-up position and just hold a plank. Hands, I do want your hands set in a push-up position, so slightly outside those shoulders. Hands are gripping the floor, butt cheeks are squeezed. We're pulling the floor together underneath of us, and we're just getting our core tension, whether you're doing this from your knees or from your toes. You're breathing underneath for 5, 4, 3, 2, knees down. Now gently push your hips towards the back wall. This is going to be a component of our push-up today, but when we do it, our knees will be off the floor, but we're just warming this up. We have a little bit of that cow tip in the hips, but not so much that you're arching your back. You still have some core here. Now pull on the floor, and let's pull ourselves back up into that plank position and hold. And then this time, let's push the floor forward, keep the knees off the floor if you could, and send the hips back. And remember, you can do this from the modified position even with your knees up. So knees would be up, and then as you come through, knees would go down to get back into that push-up position. Let's try it one more time. Lift the knees up. Hips go back into our kind of squat position. Pull yourself through into your plank. Let's add one push-up. So we'll pull ourselves down. We'll press back up. Hips will go back into our squat. Pull yourself through. I said one push-up, I meant 3. Pull yourself down.
Liar.
Push the floor away. Pull yourself into that squat. So we'll do our froggy push-ups today. One more just as a nice warm-up. Push the hips back. Walk the hands towards the feet and press yourself through to tall. If you like those frog push-up, let's do that today. If you don't, go back to that regular modified push-up we've been practicing over the past couple weeks.
Excellent. I feel warmed up from the wrists to those ankles, and let's work on those things in between. First, let's just do a nice loosey-goose hip drill that hopefully shows up on those frog-style push-ups. Pull up the outside leg to your knee, and from here, open to the side. Then we'll turn it on the hip, bring it towards across the body, and then open it back out to the side. Increase the speed as allowed, and let it go a little bit of all over the place in polite described ways here, but always stay active on that standing leg and the active core, that we're not weeble wobbling or tube duding all the way around with that upper body.
Tube duty?
Tube dude, you know?
Oh.
Tube
I was
dudes.
like, is that another word I don't know?
No, tube dudes. At the car wash, at the used, there we go. Tube dudettes. Okay, let's get our focus back. But it's okay to be a little silly here and there. So Lauren's open to the side. We've turned in on the hip. We're going across the body and then open and close and open and close. Use that bar. That's why we have these mounted on our walls, but it is nice to try to challenge yourself without. We'll go in and out and in and out. And maybe one more time. Finish to the middle. Finish tall. Then just get your tube dude on. Or let's get rigid in our planks and push-ups here.
All right, let's start with the number 5. These frog push-ups are a little more time to do, so a little more work in our arms. Let's start with 5 and see where it takes us. We'll come down to our push-up position, high plank first. We still have lats, we still have butts, we still have abs. We push the floor forward to send the hips back, and then we pull the floor and go push-up. Back hips, through hips. Each time though, we're coming up into that plank position so the hips stay lifted and in line with shoulders at our highest point. And I think this is our last one here. Good. And then we'll lift the hips. Let's keep our hands on the floor and try to walk our feet in as close as we can. And then we'll peel the hands away, tuck the chin, and slowly stack ourselves up. Woo.
Woo. Hot today, drink your water, check in with the temperature, and make sure it's set to air conditioning and not hot. It's hot enough. Okay, here we are at the bar. Let's get into the plies with those leg shapes we've worked on in previous weeks right away. Get into a parallel stance plie, take a leg to the front, leave it there, stand tall, and as you bring the leg back, keep pressing the hip forward. Repeat to the side. So we'll go single leg plie from parallel, reach out to the side, but pause. Are we turned in? I currently am. So now let's turn out. But finish turning in and then adduct, meaning that leg underneath. Same thing from parallel squat. Then take the leg to the back, stand up tall, and bring that leg forward. Repeat that one more time to the side, parallel squat, reach open to the side, show us that inseam. We'll stand tall, pulling underneath, and find our first balance of the day. We always had to work the flat foot first, then towards those demis. Let's just get to those demis if this flat foot is for you. Find the demi point, meaning the balance on those balls of feet, and breathe. It's the glutes that are active to help, helping too, of course, and then with control, return on 2 feet. We'll be switching sides and doing the same thing from parallel, front, side, back, and side in that cross pattern. So as Lauren said in the early warm-up, hips directly underneath the hips. Then take a leg to the front, finish the hip extension through, and hips continue to go forward as the legs go under. Then a parallel squat. Reach out to the side, turn out, turn in, finish turned in, and then adduct, meaning leg underneath. Parallel stance, squat again, and reach to the back. Cramp up the bum cheek, avoid the back cramp here, then stand up tall, and the foot comes under the hip as the hips go forward again. And then one more time, to the side. Currently I'm turned in. Here's my turn out. I'll turn in one more time and adduct tall. Once those heels touch, climb to that ankle or coup-de-pied position, ribs over hips, do the barehanded challenge first, and if that's going well, focus those eyes forward, keep the ribs stacked over the hips, your safest, highest demi point with a cramping bum cheek and core that's braced, and slowly return to the floor. Finish tall. My upper body's recharged. What do you have in store, Lauren?
Another set of frog push-ups, that is. So let's get back down there and repeat the same thing. We're going to try to do 5 sets today. We'll spice up our 3rd set, but right now we'll keep it as the frog. So we'll chop our hips. We'll walk ourselves down. Assume push-up position first, and then frog hips push back, pull through. Let's add a couple reps and try to go to the number 7 here. Remember, each time you come through, you could put your knees down and get into that modified push-up position. Nothing wrong with that, but we're using our core. We're squeezing our cheeks. We're pulling ourselves down with our lats. We're trying to count at the same time.
7 right here.
Here. Oh, good. And then let's lift those hips and do another hamstring work as we try to bring them in. Compress on the abs too, pulling them in. And then tuck your chin and stack yourself up. Nice.
Nice is right. And we're back to the bar. In the warm-up, Lauren had us turn out to that first position. Let's replicate that move. It's a leg to the front, a turn out from the hip, return under the hips, turned out. Same thing the other side, Charlie Chaplin, V, classic stance, first position, you name it, we're here. Now on the inside leg, a squat with the outside leg going straight to the front. Turn that leg underneath, finish nice and tall. Same thing to the side, so it's a single leg squat with an externally rotated femur on the hip here to the side. close heels together. As the leg goes back, we're trying to keep forward, and then we'll return underneath, and repeating one more time to the side, on the ground that is, and then we'll close. Now as you reach to the front, reach off the floor. Tap the floor and bring the hip underneath. To the side, turn out with pointed toes, and back up to tall. Because the back, it doesn't have to be high off the ground because it's the glute, not the back, of course. And then it's that one more time to the side. Now leave it off the floor as we extend and find the ankle. Let's just climb right away to that passe or knee position, and same thing. Challenge yourself with the bar, then perhaps without, and then can we continue the balance by extending those hips forward in our releve rise, and hold, and breathe, and return with control. Shakes, wiggles, same thing. So it's on the ground the first time in the cross, and the second time through just off. Inside leg bends, outside leg stays straight. Hips forward, leg under. Out to the side, present that heel forward, turn out from the hip. To the back, cramp the butt cheek and stiffen the knee. I have a hard time doing that myself. And then it's to the side, stand nice and tall. Repeating the cross, but this time just off the floor. 45 degrees is enough, and tall. And then out to the side, nice straight legs. Out to the back, keep the hip forward, and final time to the side. And as you stand up this time, find the ankle first, and then climb on up towards the knee. Hips forward, rib cage, cue us up, Lauren.
Are we going up in that rise?
Yeah.
So push down to go up, and when you're up here, the foot is touching the knee, but it's not resting. The knee is to the side. We're using those hamstrings to keep the leg up. We're holding and breathing for 3, 2, 2 feet, land with straight legs, squeezing the cheeks, and then shake it out. All right, we promised set 3 here would be a bit different. We're going to repeat what we did last class, which was we did a 3-point push-up. So each push-up we lifted,
That's right.
Each push-up we lifted a leg every time. So we'll come down to our push-up position. Walk yourself out. From here, we lifted one leg just off the floor, long plank, pull down, push up, switch legs. Lift up, pull down, push up. We'll go upwards of 10 here. Breathing, using those cheeks as you go here. I think that's 6.
6.
So 4, keep the hips up, keep the head up in line. Last 2, and last 1. Good. This time we'll lift the hips and we'll use our hinge to stand up. So hips go back, knees are bent, shins are vertical, long spine. Press through to tall.
Awesome.
Whew.
From upper body strength to lower body mobility and stability right here. First position, that's that turned out shape. Now stiff legs throughout the first time, bent legs the second, circling the hip or rond de jambe. Take the outside leg to the front. Do a turn in just to feel that difference and utilize that turn out rotation to take that leg to the side. In this practice, we do try to keep that leg turned out as we take it from the side to the back. Brush the heel forward and finish with those toes forward facing. Hips go forward, leg goes back. It's your glute, not your back. Be careful. Then turn out of the hip to the side, to the front, and back underneath. Now integrate that single leg squat we just prepared by single leg squatting, knees towards the side, then open the leg to the side. Keep those hips forward, ribs over the hips as well, as the leg reaches to the back. We'll stand tall in the middle, brushing the leg all the way through the front, and then hips forward, leg back, breathe as well. Test yourself without that bar, but use it if you need it. That's why we're there. And then stand tall, leg under. Now pull to the ankle, stay there if you know what's coming up. It's that attitude hold, then up to that knee. Then at the knee on a flat foot right now, just hold. Subtle bend in the knee, toes lined up with the belly button or other important centering landmarks there. And then to the knee, and let's just try the same thing out the back. The hips are energized forward, the rib cage is down. There might be that forward lean in the body, but it's glutes. And then it's to that passe down. And the sweat has definitely started. So now it's the same thing on the other side. Straight legs first, bent legs second. Tendu or point front. Do a turn in, and now utilize that turnout rotation again to take it to the side. Maintain the turnout as the hips go forward and the leg goes back. Tall as always, heel brushing forward, pointing with those toes. Hips forward, leg back, straight leg. Then turn out. back to side, and side to front, and then heels connect. It's a single leg squat now. Find the pinky side of that standing leg for stability as we circle around to the side, and then around to the back with the turnout. And then keep the turnout shape, brushing the toes forward. Now the toes lead us back. Bend the knee, timing that knee bend, keeping that other leg straight. As you circle around, what are your favorite cues and your least favorite position, that attitude? Lauren, tell us what's up.
Oh, really making sure I'm on the ball of my standing leg, because it's easy to sit back in that standing leg as you're here. And then I'm trying to lift my ankle towards the ceiling and send my knee down. And then I'm keeping my knee high as I pass through center, keeping my leg turned out as it reaches to the back. We're still lengthening that leg, so it's not fully bent, but the knee is lifting to the side. Hold, and then again, as it comes back, keep the turnout, keep the turnout, keep the turnout, and then land. Whoa. All right.
Great
It's
cues.
push-up set number
Great
4
cues.
here, and we're going back to the frogs. Let's bring the number back down. So we did 5, 7, 10. Let's bring it back down to the number 7 for our frog position. So come on down, get ready. We'll pull ourselves back, and then we'll pull through and up. 1. Feel the lats pull you forward. Keep the core up high. 4-ish more here. Knees can go down as needed. We're breathing. We're using that up. And ribbit. Number.
1 more.
Last one.
Ribbit.
Up. Good. Then back to that hinge position again. Long spine. And press yourself through.
Awesome. Just a couple more exercises here for me, and I think 1 more set of push-ups from Lauren. So let's step away from the bar now and work on some center-inspired movements. We're in that first position, and right away, let's sit squat, plie. Then take that outside leg and reach it to the front. And then open it to the side, and I'll push my hip this way to extend tall, gently leaning towards the side of the leg that's out. Then do a knee bend. We're on that single leg. We can almost freely lift that straight leg, leave it forward, and stand tall. This time, same idea, reach low, but as you reach low, reach up and away, out to the side and down. Now I'll push my hip towards Lauren to fully extend and stretch the knee, and then sit squat. Reach out of that hip, straight legs, pointed toes to the front, and then underneath. And repeat now on the other side. It's a double leg squat to set us up, and a single leg tendu or forward facing foot. Then with the hips staying forward and the ribs over the hips, it's to the side. Now push your hip over the standing leg hip, and can you feel that place for a Timbit, a Dunkin' Donut, a place, this cramp, your glutes upon. Then do your knee bend. It's out to the side, then all the way back around to the front. Leave it there as we'll stretch tall. Now reach further forward, and so far forward that it has to go up and over that imaginary or quite literal hurdle to the side, and then figure out how to be tall. And then reach again wide across the floor, nice and level balanced hips as it reaches to the front, and finish tall as always, back under the hips. Shake,
All right,
wiggle.
we have 1 more set of frogs here today. Number 5 again. Keep it tight, keep it fresh. Let's do 5 really good frog push-ups. Last time. Get those hands spread out, feet tucked, hips go back, pull through. 1. Use your hop. Think about pushing the floor down. So you come up, push the floor down. Good. Last 2 here. Hips stay up, floor goes down. Last 1. Nice. Now either a hinge or a fold or a squat, but be 1, not all 3. Get yourself up to tall. For your all 3, you'd be like a fringe squat full.
Yeah. We do hybrid these bar or ballet exercise with our bell and push-ups. But as far as hinges and squats, no hybrids. Be specific in the pattern you're choosing to implement. This is the last move for me. Final move, back at the bar now. Battement style or leg lifts, 4 times to the front, quick for 3, hold for the 4th, and then it's the same thing to the side. Work from parallel. Lauren, I'll be working from our turned out position here and start with that tendu or point to the front. On lift, we'll lift the leg. Lift.
Oh, no count.
And lift. And lift. And 1 more, lift and hold. And hold. and hold. And could you find a releve hold? Return to the ground, find 2 feet. Go to the front with that leg on the floor and then do that turnout rotation. Same thing on the L word, it goes up. Lauren, that's an L word too, but it is
1.
a lift. It's a lift.
2.
That's 1 for me, that's 2 for me. Let's go 1 more together and then lift and hold. And again, could you find that releve? Whew, great job, Lauren. I think flat foot is my vibe today. Down, together, close.
Ooh.
Switch around to the other side. So from that turned out position or parallel, tendu front, we'll lift and lift and lift and lift, hold and hold.
Harder.
Could you find that balanced leg? Breathe, point those toes, down with control, close. To the front or just turn out to the side there. And then on the L word, love it. Up and lift. Let's go 2 more for me. Up, and now this one, hold it, find the balance. Ribs forward, I need to look forward. I want to look at you with the camera, but I need to focus forward, and then down with control. Politely burn those quads, strengthen those core muscles. Ladies first, and until the next time, thank you.
We're here on Saturday for our body weight class, and next week we'll have our final week of the semester before our summertime workouts take over. We'll still be here in the summer. We'll just have a little bit of a different approach, more of a workout style, if you will. So until next time, make sure you check out our website where you can subscribe to our newsletter. And then YouTube, like, subscribe. We're getting close to 2,000, so let's get there soon. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, take care.
Stay strong.
Let's train soon.
Stay cool.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Cool.